Hey everyone, doing a smaller build this week. I'm doing Han Solo's Landspeeder. There are 345 pieces in this set and 2.5 minifigs. The half is a small animal. I just wanted to do something quick this week. I found this in my collection as I was doing some organizing. I'm actually not sure why I bought this. I don't particularly like the look of it. There's a small amount of functionality in this set, and there looks like there's some pretty good detail. Let's get building and see how it goes. There are 3 bags of parts total in this build. In bag number 1, there are the 1.5 minifigs. There's a Corellian Hound, just a molded part. This is both cute and creepy at the same time. And then we have Han Solo, young Han Solo. He's got a blaster and a full head of hair. Bag number 1 is mostly just the base of the speeder. Just thought I'd mention there are no stickers in this set, which is great. I believe there's some printed bricks though. Container of some kind. Ooh, that plate has got a bit of a warp in it. Does not sit flat on the table. Hopefully it'll straighten itself out when everything gets connected together. Side-facing studs. I'm going to put that on the wrong piece. No brick separator with this set. Should be on this piece. And a first printed brick, just an equipment console. And another printed brick, different shape, but again, just another equipment console. More side-facing studs. Translucent orange brick. So nothing super exciting with the construction so far, although there's some good detail in here. The engine console and what I'm assuming will be the engine. There's definitely a good mix of different types of parts. I think the blue is primarily going to be what's exposed. Most of the color is going to be covered up because the speeder is primarily blue. So this must be part of the engine. Some translucent green discs. They're almost fluorescent. They don't glow, but they really reflect the light in an interesting way. Well, I found my first mistake. These pieces are supposed to be this color, which means I put these pieces, while the right piece, it's the wrong color. Can I get that out with my fingernails, which I don't have? Okay, so I replace those with these ones. Again, I think it's the instructions. It's so easy to confuse one color for another, especially when they're both fairly close. Because these I need to make a bit of a container. Container implies something loose is going to go in there. Whatever it is, it goes right there. The more I build this, the more I actually like the construction because it's not nearly as symmetrical as you would think it would be. There's actually a lot going on inside here. Now to cover up some of the side-facing studs. Doesn't really cover it up, I guess, because there's still more side-facing studs, just one continuous piece. Now this piece just kind of floats over top of this side here. It doesn't actually attach here. It only attaches back here. Well, that's the end of bag number 1. It's got the guts of the speeder. I like the grill pieces. They always look industrial. So inside, I'm assuming that's going to be where an engine's going to go. We have some control consoles here for the speeder. Obviously, these must be the seats. Some storage compartment for some reason. And another storage compartment, I believe, back here. A lot of side-facing studs, so I'm sure those will all be covered up. Nothing for wheels, at least not yet. It's looking okay. It's not nearly as boring as I thought it would be. Let's get right into bag number 2. In bag number 2, there's another minifig. This is Qi'ra. I think I'm pronouncing that right. She has 2 expressions on her face, just like Han Solo. Great printed detail on the minifig. That's why these are so expensive. And she has a blaster as well. All right, let's put more stuff on the speeder. Should go like this. Right on all those side-facing studs. Now this is a mechanical shooter. There's a spring in there. I'll show you how it works in a minute. So you take one of these, don't know which is the front, doesn't matter. You load it in here and it gets attached with a spring. You need to lock in place. And now to launch it, all you do is tap the back end of that piece. I'll shoot it into my hand here. It actually works incredibly well. I'll maybe slow it down so you can see how it actually goes. That is so quick. More side-facing studs so it can be attached to the bottom, which is a bit interesting. I think it goes right there. It's a little hard because this piece is on the center of a stud. These ones are in between. That one's in between, but I think that's the way that goes. Same thing for this side. Well, I hope that's in the right spot because all these other parts build off of that location. That's in the wrong direction. It should be this way. Flip this around. Looks like an engine air intake, maybe, or headlight, something like that. That's the end of bag number 2. I'm actually really starting to like this because there's a lot of detail and it's different. They could have very easily made this very symmetrical, although of course they're matching whatever was in the movie. But I mean, there's white paneling on this side, nothing like that on this side. This side's not finished yet. Front is starting to look pretty good. Back didn't change that much, but a little bit of build-out detail here. And then a lot of stuff on the underside as well. Still no wheels yet. Got our 2 shooters here. I won't load them up until it's finished. It's looking pretty good. So let's finish this off with bag number 3. Well, I'm not entirely sure what this is. I haven't watched the movie in a while, so I'm not sure if this showed up in the movie. There's a translucent blue brick, though, and then this slides into here. So this can be removed. So I'm thinking this is probably like a power supply, so it can be swapped out. The bucket handle being used as the steering column, I guess. Clever use of that. And 2 seats. I was wondering what all these hooks were for. So this one. And one down at the bottom. Just some detail on the side. Nice printed brick, fan blades. There's actually two of them. I wonder if they're both used, or if one's an extra. So this assembly looks like it's the engine. And it sits on this one stud here. So I think it's meant to be taken out because it's very loosely sitting in there. Fits quite nicely into that pocket. Big subassembly, the hood. Oh, I put this on wrong. That should be this way. That's better. This other printed brick is used. Goes right there. There's the hood. This will sit here. Again, it's only held on by a couple of studs, so this can easily be taken off. It's only held on by those two studs. So I believe that's meant to be a play element. I like that detail there. Now for some wheels. There's no tread on the wheels, there's just the hubs. So it doesn't move as smoothly as a normal car would. Makes an interesting sound too. Actually, the sound when it's on a hard surface kind of makes it sound like engine noise. It's pretty cool. So the last couple parts, we put the windscreen on, one big molded piece. There's a wrench. So this wrench can go in this compartment in here. Thankfully, it's covered by the hood. And then we can put our shooters in. I always forget that these are installed in sets. And then when I go to handle the set, they come shooting out at me. Put the minifigs in here. There's no good place for the Corellian Hound to go. If I want to keep it with the set, I could just attach it to some studs like that. Maybe I will just to keep it there. But for showing it off here, I'll take it off for now. Well, that's it. That's the end of Han Solo's Landspeeder. Turned out to be a much more interesting build than I thought it was going to be, just due to the sheer amount of detail that's on this set. Initially, when I looked at it on the box cover, it looked a little boring, but really when you start to turn this around and look at what's on every side of this set, just so much detail. Great couple of minifigs. And a small amount of playability. So this back piece can be taken out, which I believe is a power cell. Put that back in. And then you can pop the hood, look inside. It actually looks quite nice in there. Then you can take the wrench out and pretend like you're fixing the engine. You can actually pop the engine out if you want for additional playability. Pop the engine back in. And I like how the hood perfectly goes around the engine, and you can see those two great printed bricks. I'm going to put the wrench back in. Put the Corellian Hound back on here. I can't remember from the movie if this was their pet or this is something that was chasing them. Not sure. So again, doesn't slide that well, but makes a pretty cool sound when it moves. But it's a speeder, it's not supposed to have wheels. It's supposed to float above the ground. So that's why the wheels are just ever so slightly above the level. This wouldn't work so well on carpet, but on a flat surface it works great. And the two shooters are just available at the back here. So the way they're installed sideways, so you gotta squeeze this to the side. So I can actually just pinch them both, and they should both fire. Oh, one fired before the other. So that's it. What do you think? I actually think it turned out better than I thought. Overall, quite nice. I actually like it. I'll keep it on display for a bit, but then inevitably it'll be destined for my parts bin. I hope you like the build. Please let me know what you think of this in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I'll have something new for next week.